Hey guys, welcome back to the Crafty Nook. We're going to do a junk journal marathon. I've been inspired by the TikTok girls, specifically Lakia Maria. She does journal marathons on the weekends and just knocks out a bunch of spreads all at once. I have 3 things I want to go ahead and knock out, and I think if I get those 3 spreads done, this journal will be finished, and then we can really move on. So I've printed some photos. These 5 photos are from when I got my guinea pigs. This is Willow, the long-haired one, and then this one's Sage. And that's me coming home from PetSmart with them. And then we went to Comic-Con in August, and I have some photos from that. I pulled this little sleeve of goodies out of my stash because there's some things in here that if I don't use soon, I'm throwing away. So I thought I'd try to use those. I also have way too much stash. And so I decided I would pull a couple of things out of my stash. So I have this. I used to be subscribed to the Hip Kits. And it came with these die cut things that you run through your die cut machine. And so I have lots of these little things that I've never used. I've literally not used a single thing out of this stuff. So I think it's time that I make that happen. I've got all kinds of labels, little doodads, all kinds of super cute things. That's a little push pin. Oh my gosh, so cute. Some more label type bits, and then a few tabs. So, and speech bubbles and shapes, and I think this goes over here. And then little things. I was subscribed to their Pocket Kit. And then a few tags. I also went ahead and pulled this drawer of goodies. This is Hearts and Stars out of my stash from my Project Life days. I want to try to use some of these washi, this piece of paper, and a new thing of stamps. I got all of these letter, number, and punctuation stamps, and I want to use that in my spread. So I'm going to put you on fast forward and do a little bit of a voiceover, kind of talking about all this stuff and what I'm journaling this time. And so I'm going to pop you over on fast forward and get busy. Ooh, here goes nothing with a voiceover. It has been a very, very long time since I've done a voiceover, but I did feel like this would probably be the best way to not overwhelm or make this video super long while also getting everything I wanted to say into the video. So as you can see, I'm just chopping up my photos, which I printed these with my Canon Selfie, but it is really giving me some fits now. I printed this photo. The next day I tried to print some more photos and it wouldn't connect. Today I have connected and printed one photo, and now it's saying it can't print when I tried to print the second photo. I've had this since like 2018, 2019, so I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's really making me sad. So, like I said in the beginning, I have a few things I'm documenting. I'm going to start with my guinea pigs. I got these guinea pigs as a gift from my lovely wife when I graduated with my doctorate. She said she got them for me so I would have something to do instead of going back to school again. So they're very sweet. I have one that's got crazy hair and one that's just got short hair. And the crazy haired one's got wispy hair, so I called her Willow. And the other one is a little bit spicy and scared of everything, so I called her Sage. They came home in these little cardboard boxes, and on the side it had this little speech bubble thing that said, "Today's my gotcha day," or something like that. And I thought it was super cute. And they're super sweet little babies. I'm still working on taming them. They're not real. They're apparently, what's the word? They're prey animals. And so they are naturally scared of everything. But you can probably hear them in the background of some of my videos because they are very vocal. They're very food driven. They love carrots and romaine lettuce. And they really are the sweetest little babies. I've never owned guinea pigs before. I did a lot of research. And I'm really just living my best life as a guinea piggy mama. And now I'm just trying to find a place to document this. My journal is almost done. I'm so close to finishing it. But it almost feels like these pages multiply once you get so far. Like this journal, I thought only had 4 or 5 spreads left. But then when I went back and looked through it, it was like 8 or 9. So I've decided on this one, and I think I picked this one because it says Stork Bingo. This was in a swap that I did last Christmas, and I thought it was really cute to have the Stork Bingo given the fact that I just got brand new baby guinea pigs. So this paper that I have here is from their little enclosure that I got them. I originally had them just in a fence, but they got out, and then they were kind of ruining the wood floors that were underneath it because they really like to get up underneath the stuff that was on the floor for them. And so I decided to get them an enclosure. I got the largest one they had. It's meant to hold, I think it can hold up to 3 pigs, but I just have the 2. Which, fun fact, it's illegal in Switzerland to own only 1 guinea pig because they're herd animals. They like to be in pairs. They'll be very lonely, and it's not good for them if they're just a single guinea pig. So thankfully I did some research on that before I picked them up because we almost just got one. I had picked originally Willow, and then when I found out that you have to have 2 in order for them to be as happy as they can be, I decided to get Sage too. So this is the little pamphlet from PetSmart, which is where I picked them up at. It just talks about guinea pigs. I picked it up when we went to look at the pigs originally. And I really like to put tip-ins in with Scotch tape so that you can't see the tape necessarily. It is a little bit shiny, but that's okay. It really works good, especially if you're tipping in something on the edge. And the edge wraps around to the other side, because then it doesn't hinder what's on the other side of that. So this little piece here that I've just been cutting on is from a bag of foraging mix. So guinea pigs live out in the wild. I didn't even know that. There's some animals, I don't know if you're like me, but there are some animals that I feel like are like pet store animals. And I never really thought about like where guinea pigs come from. I guess I just thought they were bred for pet stores. I don't know, but apparently they live in the wild in places. But they like to forage. They like greenery and stuff. And so this is a Naturals Nature Salad, and it's just got a lot of dried different flowers and greeneries and all kinds of good stuff that they really enjoy. And so I just turned that little piece into a tag, and now I'm trying to find something to stick in the top. Do you guys have like PetSmart animals in your brain, or like pet store animals, like guinea pigs, hamsters? I just feel, where does a hamster come from? And why do we keep them as pets? I don't know. And then like, I know bearded dragons are like desert animals, but I don't know. I just always feel like there's some like parakeets. Where does a parakeet come from? I don't know. Finch, where do those live in the wild? There's just some animals that I've always thought were pet shop animals, and guinea pigs are one of them, until I started doing research on them and found out that some people have guinea pigs just living in the wild. There's this guy on TikTok, I think, who's got like 12 or more guinea pigs that are just living in this sunroom of his. It's crazy. But he's a super cool guinea pig dad. So I am just gluing all this stuff down. Made me a little tag out of that piece. And now I'm probably fixing to think about these photos. So this photo here, that first one is Willow. And then the one by my thumb, that's Sage. And that one I'm holding up, that's Sage. when we first got them, Sage was really docile and would really come to you and let you hold her. And Willow was just like crazy, running all over the place, acting crazy. And now they've almost switched places. Like, Sage won't come to me at all, hardly, unless I have food. If I have food, she'll come and get the food from my hand and let me scratch her under the chin. But Willow, she comes straight to the front and center as soon as she hears me walk in. And when I come in, I say, "Hey, piggy babies." And they start squealing. I was hoping they would squeal when they heard me say that. But they've already had dinner, so they might be sleeping. And you'll see later I write that on this spread, right? "Hey, piggy babies." I was so excited to get them and bring them home. I think I accidentally hit stop because, I don't know what I'm doing over here. So I have this piece of floral paper. It's actually like a divider from a Happy Planner. A friend of mine was getting rid of some stuff when she cleaned out her office, and this was in that stuff, and I have it in my little junk basket. I keep a basket in my crafty area that I put all my junk in, and this is one of the pieces that are in it, because if I don't use this, I'm going to lose it. Like, I'm not going to keep holding on to things that I'm not actively using. And you can kind of see as I'm cutting that it's part of a calendar on the back. In fact, I think there's even some stickers and like appointments and stuff in there that she had, which I really love. I like to use up stuff before I use new stuff, but I keep accumulating new stuff. So I do think that 2025 is going to be the year of me using my stash and shopping my stash, because I really need to use up some of my stuff. I can't keep hoarding all of these things and accumulating more, because it's a waste of money that way. Or like, I spend a lot of time going and shopping and picking out all these things, and then I come home and I stick them somewhere and I just forget that I have them sometimes. And honestly, most of what I'm using in my journal, I've either things that I've been holding on to for a long time and just forget about, or it's like everyday ephemera. And way back in the day when I first started junk journaling, I just bought everything because I didn't know what I was into. I know what I'm into now, and so I'm fixing to start letting go of some of these things that I know I'm not really going to use, and maybe swapping some things with some pen pals, or sending out some happy mail, or listing some of this stuff as like de-stash packs in my Etsy. I don't know. Is that something that you guys would be interested in purchasing? Like, if you were going to purchase something like that, is a de-stash pack something that you are into? Oh, man. I really don't know what's going on with this printer, but it's acting crazy. It just turned itself off. So, seriously, if you guys have any troubleshooting ideas about this Canon selfie, it's the CP1300. Please let me know. Ooh, these are my current favorite stamps. I got them at the Austin Creative Reuse a week or two ago when I went, and I am literally in love with them. These didn't stamp exactly right, and so I'm just using a Sharpie to fill it in a little bit, but I am in love with these. It's not a full set, but I stamped that S upside down. It's not a full set, but I haven't really missed any of the things that are not in there. I don't remember. I threw away the bag, and I shouldn't have, because the bag said what was missing. And so I've just spelled out Willow and Sage, and now I'm going to be good and clean off my stamps, which I don't always do. Don't come for me. Now I'm looking through. I have that little kit, or little organizer full of die cut pieces from my Hip Kit subscription many moons ago. And this is some of that stuff that I really need to de-stash, because I'm not using it. It's just sitting, taking up space, and it really needs to find a home that's going to actually use it. But I'm trying to use it up, because I have it, and because I need to use my stash instead of letting it sit, because some of the stuff I have sitting, I am just not into anymore. And I think that's some of the stuff that I really need to get out of my stash. So I think over Thanksgiving, that's what I'm going to try to do, is get my room cleaned, get it reorganized. I want to rearrange a little bit in here. I moved my craft room upstairs when my son moved out, and set it up, and I really liked it. But now I'm finding some things that I really would like to do a little bit different. There's some things on my desk that I don't necessarily need on my desk, but at the same time, I don't really know where to put them. See the staple? The staple gave me fits. And so I also have found, I have an L-shaped desk, and it's out by itself, like in the middle of the room with stuff around it. And I really feel like part of it, at least part of it, needs to be up against a wall somewhere. And so I think that's part of what I'm going to do, is de-stash some of my stuff, rearrange, and try to really make this craft space that somewhere that is really inspiring for me to work in, and where I can find all my stuff and actually use the things that I have. So I have this really little alpha set of alpha stamps that I got when I very first started paper crafting in probably 2017, 2018. I got it from Michael's on clearance, and honestly, I genuinely love it. I kept the little box and wrapped some washi tape around it, and I just keep this in my stash. My favorite ink to stamp with is the VersaFine in the Onyx Black. It just has like the best crisp, wait, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives you the best crisp image when you're stamping. See, this dang printer is still not wanting to connect. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Seriously, this printer is really giving me fits. But it'll be fine. I can pull this stuff into Canva, but it's like an extra step. With this, I can just print it from my phone, and that's what I really love. I must be digging around in something. Yes, I have. I want to write on here, but it's a little bit too bright. So I pulled some paint out of my stash. I don't remember what color this is. It's like a parchment maybe, and I'm using my heat tool to dry it. I've just used a little palette knife to spread it around, and that way I have somewhere to write on. And I think I do 2 layers. Yes, 2 layers of this paint, which I need to use my paint more. Is there a supply in your stash that you love but don't reach for often enough? For me, it's paint, either watercolors or acrylic. I love it. In fact, I used to paint like canvases way back in the day, before my wife and I ever got married. And I just love paint. I love watercolor and acrylic paint, but I just don't reach for it enough. I have an entire Raskog, like the cart. It's not actually a Raskog, it's a Michael's brand. But I have a whole cart that is full of mixed media supplies, and I'm just not using them. And that is, again, one of those things that I really would like to, fix. I really want to use my stuff. I've just written, "Hey, Piggy Babies," because that's what I say when I come in. And then I'm with this gray Artist Loft paint pen, and I wrote on all of those and then had to wait for it to dry. So now I have added some journaling, and I'm ready to start on a new page. I'll show you at the end what that ends up looking like. So this next page, spread, whatever you want to call it, is going to document a trip that I took. Danielle and I took to Hot Springs, Arkansas, which is a few hours away from us, but it's where we got married, and it's one of our favorite places to go when we need a little getaway. And we went this time right after my best friend passed away. They think she had a PE, and so I really needed to go and kind of, regroup and not think about things for a little bit. You can see that's blowing away. The ceiling fan was on in here. It's blowing my stuff away. While we were there, we stopped at one of our favorite stores called The Parlor. And when my friend passed away, I started really seeing dragonflies and looked up the spiritual significance of dragonflies and just really feel like that's her letting me know she was okay. And so when we went to The Parlor, it was kind of a little bit of a regroup after Whitney's passing. And so when we walked into The Parlor, hanging where all their like sun catchers and stuff was one that was a hand beaded dragonfly. And I just felt like it was meant for me to take home. So that's what that recycled material little tag is over there that came on the dragonfly sun catcher that we bought, which is just gorgeous. And then we have some cash out vouchers from the casino. We had some time to kill. We made an appointment at one of the places we really like to go, and we had some time to kill from when we got there before it was time for our appointment. And so we popped into the casino, which if you've not been to the Oaklawn Casino in Hot Springs and you're ever there, you should go. It's really nice. And also do the horse races while you're there too. They're really fun. So we just popped in, put, $20, $30 in a machine each, and lost it. But I always like to keep those cash out vouchers anytime we go. So I've got those glued down with some paper from a paper sack that was in my stuff. And now I must be thinking about doing something. I don't know what I'm doing, where I've gone to. But, I'm looking for some washi that would match a little bit better. I must have gotten up and gone to my washi. So, this it was only $14 too, that little dragonfly thing. So I've got that taped in, and then this sticker we got at the same store. It's just some books and some sage, and I think maybe even some crystals. I was going to put it on my Kindle, but I just felt like it had Whitney vibes. So now I'm trying to write out Hot Springs, and I don't think I end up having enough room, and I have to move it. So you're going to see me struggle with these. I got these alpha stickers in look, I'm a sucker for a mystery bag, a little grab bag situation. And there's a flea market that I love that I've, put in this journal several times called the Treasure Trove. I call it the Treasure Chest, but then they opened up a second location called the Treasure Chest, so I have to actually call it the Treasure Trove. But there must be a lady who junk journals. She's got a booth there, and she sells junk journal grab bags. And these stickers were in that junk journal grab bag, and they just give me the Parlor's letters on their building are gold and kind of vintagey, medievally, and they look very similar to these, and that's why I chose to use them. Oh, and here I'm having to peel up this sticker and move it. Man, it was a lucky day for me because I was peeling stuff up and didn't ruin it. I don't know how that happened, but I'm thankful. So I've just moved that over. And then I think I'm going to do some journaling over in that area. I'm trying to decide if I want to use this or not. That little thing that I just set down, it's like paper with like a pressed floral. Oh, and by the magic of editing, the journaling has been added. But I've been trying to use that piece for a long time. I think I got it off of Temu or something. And this stamp is a dragonfly stamp, and it just really makes me think of Whitney. Again, with the dragonfly vibes. So there's that. I don't know what else I'm going to do. Let me see if I can see down in here. Oh, I think I am going to start moving on to a different part of the spread after I add the date. I love this little roller date stamp. It came with a base, so you can stick it in the base, and then I messed it up. 26th of June. Had to stamp it twice. It's fine. I'll really be honest. I don't always clean my stamps. I don't know why I cleaned them this day. So now I'm ready to move on to another spread, which I found this stuff in my journal when I was looking for places to journal of the things that I wanted to journal. And so this is, I went to the treasure trove, which I was just talking about, and picked up some stuff to make some fall journals. And it was fall, like officially fall time, and we had a fall of deception like we do in Texas. It gets cold, and then you think it's fall time, and the next thing you know, it's 100 degrees again. We have false fall, the fall of deception, and then usually we have a couple of those, and then we go into actual fall, which doesn't usually come until late November. So we currently are in our second fall of deception. We just finished our second fall of deception. So this past week it was in the 60s during the day, and tomorrow it's going to be 92. So I'm just documenting that, I lit a simmer pot, a pumpkin spice simmer pot. I'm not a pumpkin spice drinker, but I do really like the way that it smells. And so I've got a pumpkin spice simmer pot kit that I picked up. I don't know if I picked it up from the treasure trove. I don't think I did. I think I got it at Universal Vibe last year and just haven't used it yet. And then that sunflower is off of a box of coffee that I picked up, little K-cups. I don't want to cover up anything on there because it has all the ingredients listed. So I salvaged this from a K-cup box because I knew I was going to document fall, and sunflowers just scream fall to me. And so let me see, what am I doing? I am looking around for a stamp. Oh, I love this stamp. I got this on Facebook Marketplace. Let's see if I've learned my lesson about stamping on things that are unstable. Do I stick something behind there? Please tell me I do. Oh, I think I do. I've also got this archival ink in mulberry. I do like the archivals a little bit better than I do the distress ones because I like a crisp image when it comes to stamping. I don't know where I've gone to, but it must be important since I'm gone. Maybe I'm looking for stickers. I think I'm looking for alpha stickers in my little bucket of ephemera and like junk. Ooh, I'm back. Oh no, I was digging through stamps, trying to make sure that is the stamp that I wanted. I think I used the wrong sticky tape for this little Starbucks sleeve pocket. But it is what it is. See how everything's moving? I think if I moved my desk to the wall, it wouldn't do that. So I think I'm going to do that in a few weeks. And here I am stamping for dear life. And it looks ugly, but it's fine. You can see me kind of wave my hand like, whatever. It's a junk journal, y'all. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? I love it anyway. It tells a story. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I do wish it had moved up a little bit. I think that was my intent. And I do wish it would have come out clearer, but it's fine. It's junk. These things were meant for the garbage. Ooh, and I've pulled out some stickers. These are a set of stickers I got off of Temu. And I think I'm just cutting out a few of the ones that I like. There's a butterfly. And then I think I cut out some flowers. And cut around some of the little sparkly bits. It's got like tulips and a bunch of different flowers and some little gold sparkles. It's got like a vase of flowers. I think it even has a grapefruit or a blood orange or something on it, which I really feel like I could have used on this spread, but I didn't. I'm cutting around a bouquet of flowers, and then I have this butterfly, which this is a shiny sticker, and honestly, it doesn't always bother me, but when you put it on a darker background like this Starbucks thing, you can kind of see it. Ooh, and you see my big head. Please ignore that. There we go. I love how sparkly that is. Big head again. And sticking that right there. Actually, it doesn't look bad. Here I go back to the stickers, finding something else. I really just love documenting this way. I did Project Life for a long time, and honestly, that is just so much. And it would take me hours to do a page. And then if you're doing 12 by 12, which I was, because I felt like I needed that much space, then you have hardly any room on your desk. I don't think my desk is big enough for a 12 by 12 pocket page up there. Oh, here's those stickers I was hunting. And so it just got to be overwhelming, and junk journaling has the same vibe, like where you're documenting the day-to-day stuff and really looking at your life with a little bit of a different lens, like cherishing those little bitty things like the receipt from the treasure trove, because in 10 years I might not live here, and it might be really nice to look back and be like, man, that was a good store. And so I really love junk journaling, and it just feels less stuffy to me. Like, it's just easier to sit down with some junk and some cute stuff and make things that bring you joy. Here I am writing about fall. I don't know what all I'm saying. It says, September, it feels like fall out. I know it's the fall of deception, but I have gone thrifting. Oh, and I've covered it up. Oh, it's private. Nothing I'm putting in here is really private. It's fine. But I think I'm done. Okay, so I got a couple of spreads done. Not exactly the ones that I thought I was going to get done. I feel like I've lost some. Maybe not. Not the ones that I thought I was going to get done, because I started panicking because I was running out of time. And this one from Comic-Con, I am missing a few things, so I want to wait to document that. And it was a big 2-pager, so I thought I would just wait. So here's what we did. We documented getting my sweet piggy babies their gotcha day. So this is Sage, and that's Willow. This is their habitat. Willow and Sage. And then I just finished this one. It's fall, or at least it was the fall of deception. I think now it's officially fall, maybe. It was a high of 83 today, but it was a high of 100 on Sunday. So, and then this one where we went to Hot Springs. So, love it. These letters didn't really work the way I wanted them to, but they do kind of match the font of the place we go to in Hot Springs that we really like to go to. So let's see, how much do I have left? I need to do the front. I did add a date when I started, but I want to add a few little things inside there, and this needs to go back in. I have this page here, all of these. This is where I'm going to put this, so I might just slot that in case I forget. This one's done. I have this one, and then this I think I'm just going to add a quote to, because I just love that whole vibe. And then let's see, I have this one. This side of this. This. Gosh, there's lots more that I thought I had already done. And then this back one. So, that is a chunky monkey. But we're getting close to the end. Where did this live? I think it lived way back here. So, that's what we got done. Thanks for hanging out. We are gonna finish this journal, but it's 9:30. I gotta go to bed. Oh, gosh. Everything keeps falling out. This pocket. It's not holding on. So, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Bye.